Formula One's driver marketplace continues experiencing unprecedented turbulence as contract negotiations and transfer discussions threaten to reshape the sport's competitive landscape across numerous racing organizations. Present deliberations encompass championship-caliber talents whose prospective movements could initiate widespread repercussions throughout the entire motorsport community. Max Verstappen's mounting frustration with Red Bull's developmental direction has generated widespread conjecture regarding his career trajectory. The quadruple championship winner's discontent originates from the RB21's technical limitations and the organization's recent structural instability, particularly Adrian Newey's exit and resulting staff modifications. Such uncertainty has presented opportunities that Mercedes seeks to capitalize upon strategically. Toto Wolff's obvious determination to attract Verstappen's commitment has escalated since Hamilton's Ferrari transition. The German manufacturer's leadership has demonstrated clear willingness to reorganize their existing drive arrangements to welcome the Netherlands racing phenomenon. This campaign has positioned both George Russell and Kimi Antonelli in vulnerable circumstances, notwithstanding their recent performance contributions. Russell's transformation from Williams' difficulties to Mercedes' victories showcases his exceptional talent, though such accomplishments cannot ensure protection against Verstappen's potential recruitment. The English competitor has openly embraced the prospect of battling any teammate, including the Red Bull champion, should situations permit. This assurance demonstrates Russell's confidence in his capabilities when equipped with championship-worthy machinery. Antonelli's circumstances present additional complexity. The Italian talent's accelerated promotion to Mercedes may have occurred prematurely, necessitated by Hamilton's surprising Ferrari departure. Current reports indicate Alpine could serve as Antonelli's interim destination, especially considering the French organization's forthcoming Mercedes engine partnership beginning in 2026. This placement would theoretically offer crucial experience within a competitive midfield setting while preserving developmental connections to the Silver Arrows. The tactical reasoning behind potentially relocating Antonelli generates concerns about Mercedes' talent management philosophy. Transferring a promising competitor from a championship-contending atmosphere to position him in a less competitive environment seems counterproductive from a growth standpoint. Nevertheless, Verstappen's availability creates exceptional circumstances that might warrant such unconventional approaches. Alpine's readiness to function as a Mercedes developmental satellite reflects an evolution in organizational relationships. The French constructor's adoption of Mercedes powertrains establishes natural collaborations extending beyond technical alliances. This cooperative methodology could create templates for future inter-team arrangements, particularly concerning talent development and strategic coordination. The Russell-Verstappen partnership would generate intriguing dynamics within Mercedes. Such a pairing would definitively address questions about their comparative abilities when provided with identical equipment. Both competitors possess commanding personalities and championship aspirations, potentially creating internal tensions that could either enhance performance or disturb team cohesion. Red Bull's reaction to Verstappen's potential exit would require extensive organizational reconstruction. The Austrian organization has traditionally emphasized internal advancement from their development program, suggesting Isack Hadjar as the leading replacement option. The French driver's outstanding Racing Bull's demonstrations have secured recognition as a future Red Bull candidate, though historical evidence suggests caution regarding such promotions. Previous graduates from Red Bull's affiliate team have encountered difficulties replicating their achievements at the senior level. Yuki Tsunoda's journey exemplifies this challenge, having secured merely 7 points following his Red Bull advancement, while Liam Lawson accumulated 12 points with Racing Bulls after his reassignment. This performance variation emphasizes the substantial difference between the team's competitive standards. Hadjar himself has voiced concerns about partnering with Verstappen, recognizing the champion's extraordinary pace and vehicle optimization skills. The Frenchman understands that premature advancement could potentially harm his career development, given Verstappen's supremacy in extracting maximum performance from Red Bull equipment. The RB21's particular demands make it difficult for drivers to showcase their complete potential alongside such a benchmark performer. Arvid Lindblad presents another fascinating possibility for Red Bull's reconstruction period. Frequently compared to Verstappen regarding raw talent, the young competitor could offer long-term benefits despite his inexperience. Red Bull's hesitation to pursue external recruitment would likely result in both Hadjar and Lindblad receiving chances to demonstrate their capabilities in a reduced pressure environment. The shift to Red Bull's new power unit era introduces additional complications to their driver selection methodology. The team may prefer maintaining some experienced presence in their roster, similar to strategies adopted by incoming manufacturers. This factor could influence their decision-making concerning driver combinations and development approaches for the upcoming regulatory modifications. Cadillac's Formula One entrance adds further variables to the transfer market calculation. The American manufacturer reportedly views Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez as potential veteran acquisitions, though alternative choices remain under consideration. Both drivers contribute extensive experience and technical expertise that could prove beneficial during Cadillac's establishment period. Mick Schumacher emerges as a compelling comeback narrative possibility for Cadillac. The German driver's absence from the grid since his 2022 Haas departure has not reduced his determination to return. His familiarity with Ferrari power units aligns with Cadillac's technical partnerships, while his demonstrated abilities and hunger for redemption could make him an attractive choice for the American manufacturer. The interconnected characteristics of these potential transfers create a complex network of possibilities that could dramatically transform the championship environment. Each decision influences subsequent movements, creating a chain reaction that extends throughout the paddock. The timing of these developments coincides with significant regulatory changes, adding another dimension of complexity to team strategies and driver selections. Verstappen's decision ultimately controls the resolution of many uncertainties. His choice between remaining with Red Bull through their rebuilding process or joining Mercedes to continue championship pursuits will trigger a cascade of movements throughout the driver market. The Dutch champion's frustration with Red Bull's current trajectory suggests he may not remain loyal if their competitive decline persists. The coincidental presence of both Verstappen and Wolff in Sardinia has intensified speculation about potential discussions between the driver and Mercedes team principal. Reports attempting to minimize the significance of this meeting strain credibility given the circumstances. The probability of these two figures being in the same location without engaging in meaningful dialogue appears minimal, especially considering current transfer speculation. Red Bull's organizational challenges position them as the primary casualties in this transfer speculation. Their internal instability, combined with competitive decline and key personnel departures, creates an environment of uncertainty that extends beyond driver decisions. The team's inability to maintain stability while managing major transitions has created vulnerabilities that competitors may exploit. The broader implications of these potential changes extend beyond individual team success. The redistribution of top-tier talent could create new competitive dynamics, potentially altering championship battles for years to come. Mercedes' pursuit of Verstappen represents their commitment to maintaining competitive relevance, while Red Bull's potential rebuilding phase could temporarily remove them from championship contention. Technical considerations also influence driver selection decisions, as teams evaluate how specific drivers might adapt to their car characteristics and development philosophies. The transition to new regulations provides opportunities for strategic driver acquisitions that could yield long-term competitive advantages. Teams must balance immediate performance needs with future development potential. Driver market dynamics reflect broader trends in Formula One, including the increasing importance of youth development programs and the globalization of talent identification. Teams now scout drivers from diverse backgrounds and racing series, expanding their recruitment beyond traditional European feeder categories. This evolution creates opportunities for drivers from non-traditional Formula One backgrounds to reach the sport's highest level. The psychological aspects of these potential transfers deserve consideration, as drivers must adapt to new environments while maintaining performance standards. The pressure associated with high-profile moves can either motivate exceptional performances or create additional stress that impairs competitiveness. Successful transitions require careful management of expectations and support systems. Financial implications of these transfers cannot be overlooked, as top-tier driver salaries and contract negotiations involve substantial investments. Teams must balance competitive ambitions with fiscal responsibility, particularly newer entrants like Cadillac, who seek to establish themselves without excessive financial exposure. The economic reality of Formula One operations constrains teams' ability to pursue unlimited spending on driver acquisitions. Alpine's strategic positioning as a Mercedes customer team creates opportunities for synergistic arrangements, particularly regarding driver development. Their willingness to serve as a training ground for Mercedes-affiliated drivers could establish valuable partnerships that benefit both organizations. This collaborative approach represents an evolution in team relationships, moving beyond traditional competitive boundaries. The resolution of these transfer speculations will likely define the championship's competitive balance for the foreseeable future. Each decision carries consequences that extend beyond immediate performance implications, influencing team cultures, development strategies, and long-term success trajectories. The sport's dynamic nature demands continuous adaptation from all participants. Alternative candidates for various team positions continue to emerge as negotiations progress. Yuki Tsunoda's potential availability from Red Bull provides additional depth to Cadillac's driver evaluation process. The Japanese driver's experience and technical feedback abilities could prove valuable for a manufacturer seeking to establish competitive credibility quickly. The regulatory environment surrounding these transfers adds complexity to negotiations. Contract terms, release clauses, and legal obligations must be carefully navigated to facilitate smooth transitions. Teams must also consider the impact of driver changes on their technical programs and development continuity. These speculative scenarios highlight Formula One's evolving landscape, where traditional loyalties and established hierarchies face constant challenge. The sport's competitive nature demands continuous adaptation, with teams and drivers seeking advantages through strategic partnerships and calculated risks. Success requires balancing immediate needs with long-term vision. The transformation of Formula One's driver market reflects broader changes in the sport's structure and competitive dynamics. New manufacturers, evolving regulations, and shifting power balances create opportunities for dramatic changes that can reshape the sport's landscape in unexpected ways. Teams must remain agile and responsive to capitalize on emerging opportunities. Furthermore, the ripple effects of these potential movements extend into areas previously unconsidered by traditional motorsport analysis. The commercial implications alone could reshape sponsorship arrangements, broadcast negotiations, and merchandising strategies across multiple organizations. When star drivers relocate, they carry substantial fan bases and marketing value that can transform team revenues and global reach. Mercedes' aggressive pursuit of Verstappen represents more than simple competitive ambition. The German manufacturer recognizes that securing the sport's most dominant driver would provide substantial marketing advantages, particularly in crucial markets where Verstappen's popularity has reached extraordinary levels. This commercial calculation factors heavily into their willingness to restructure existing arrangements and absorb significant financial commitments. The psychological warfare inherent in these negotiations cannot be underestimated. Teams deliberately leak information, plant stories, and manipulate perceptions to influence driver decisions and competitor strategies. This sophisticated media management creates additional layers of complexity that extend beyond simple performance considerations. The ability to control narrative and perception becomes as important as actual competitive capabilities. Red Bull's internal culture faces fundamental challenges that extend beyond Verstappen's potential departure. The organization's hierarchical structure and demanding performance expectations have created an environment where personnel changes create cascading effects throughout the organization. The loss of key technical personnel, combined with driver uncertainty, threatens to undermine the collaborative atmosphere that previously generated championship success. The emergence of new manufacturers like Cadillac introduces fresh perspectives and methodologies that could disrupt established patterns. American corporate culture, with its emphasis on systematic processes and data-driven decision-making, may approach driver selection and team management differently than traditional European organizations. This cultural shift could create competitive advantages through innovative approaches to talent management and performance optimization. Technological developments also influence these transfer discussions in ways that remain largely invisible to casual observers. The transition to new power unit regulations requires drivers to adapt to different performance characteristics, fuel consumption patterns, and energy deployment strategies. Teams must evaluate how specific drivers might adapt to these technical changes while maintaining competitive performance levels. The globalization of Formula One creates additional considerations regarding driver marketability and regional appeal. Teams increasingly consider how driver selections might influence television viewership, social media engagement, and commercial partnerships in specific geographic regions. This commercial calculation can sometimes override pure performance considerations, particularly for manufacturers seeking to establish or maintain presence in crucial markets. Young driver development programs have evolved into sophisticated operations that extend far beyond traditional racing instruction. Modern programs encompass media training, physical conditioning, psychological preparation, and technical education that prepare drivers for the comprehensive demands of contemporary Formula One. These investments influence transfer decisions as teams seek to maximize returns on their developmental expenditures. The legal complexities surrounding driver contracts have reached unprecedented sophistication, with agreements containing numerous clauses, performance metrics, and release conditions that can influence transfer possibilities. Teams employ specialized legal teams to navigate these arrangements while protecting their interests and maximizing flexibility for future decisions. Environmental considerations increasingly influence manufacturer participation and driver selection strategies. Teams must demonstrate commitment to sustainability initiatives while maintaining competitive performance. This dual requirement creates additional evaluation criteria that can influence driver selections based on their ability to represent environmental values while delivering racing success. The intersection of traditional motorsport values with modern commercial realities creates tensions that influence every aspect of team operations. Driver selections must balance sporting merit with commercial viability, creating complex evaluation matrices that extend far beyond simple lap time comparisons. This evolution reflects Formula One's transformation from pure sport to comprehensive entertainment and marketing enterprise. As these developments unfold, they demonstrate Formula One's dynamic nature and the constant evolution required to maintain competitive relevance. The intersection of talent, technology, timing, and commercial considerations creates opportunities for dramatic changes that can reshape the sport's landscape in unexpected